Russell Westbrook is one of the most polarizing players in the entire NBA. Once KD left him, everyone was saying how he just puts up empty stats, even though he led one of the worst teams to the playoffs on the West. Then once he got Paul George and they had sort of a disappointing season, everyone said that Russell can't be a number one option, but he plays like he is one. Then Paul George would have his best season alongside Russell, which would prove everyone wrong. Then the next thing people critiqued him on was that he took too many threes and wasn't making them at a good or even average clip, which was fair. Then on the Rockets, he proved them wrong by taking two less a game and he started taking the mid-range jumper. Critics also said he can't lead your team to a title. Is it possible he can prove them wrong? As an NBA fan, it's honestly killed me to see Russell Westbrook play with a non-shooting center and even at times motherfucking Andre Roberson in the same lineup. Someone like Westbrook is meant to have spacing. Nobody can keep up with him, and if you're going to sag, he will take the jumper or at times score on you anyways. It seems as if the Rockets have also wanted to see Russell in a super fast-paced offense with shooting all around. Since the Capella trade, Westbrook has averaged some of the most efficient and devastating basketball of his career. Since Capella played his last game on January 29th, Houston has a 118 offensive rating, second best in the league, and its 8.3 net rating is fourth best. Westbrook has been dominating the paint, averaging a whopping 19.2 points in the paint since the trade. The 19.2 points per game Westbrook is averaging in the paint since Capella's last game is the highest mark in the league. Zion Williamson, 18.3, is averaging the second most, followed by DeAndre Ayton, 16.5, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 16.3, and Andre Drummond, 16. Westbrook has been rather efficient, having made 58.4% of the field goal attempts in the paint. For comparison, Westbrook averaged 13.9 points per game in the paint before Capella's last game with the Rockets. While it was still one of the highest marks in the league, only Antetokounmpo, 17.9, and Montrezl Harrell, 15.6, averaged more. He wasn't scoring with nearly the same efficiency, 54.3%. So he's pretty much become a monster to sum it all up since the trade, and I'd honestly argue he's been playing just as good, if not better, than Harden. I've seen him bail them out of a lot of games, and I think people are sleeping on them. I do understand the rebounding is a problem, but they can also play you out of the game, which is why the Jazz can never beat them. For example, against the Lakers, yes, they are going to get bullied inside, but it's not realistic for a whole series that the Lakers are just going to feed AD every single possession, while it is realistic for the Rockets to ISO and score at the high efficiency they do every single possession. No team has the answer for Westbrook unless he begins to settle and his legs give in. Russell is so explosive that most bigs are too slow to keep up with him and most guards aren't strong enough to stop him from getting his inside. If throughout this break Russ gets his three ball any better, imagine the damage he's going to be doing. For the season, he's shooting 25% from three and he's still giving you 28 points. And yes, I don't understand why they literally got rid of every center except Tyson Chandler to have no backup plan, but it seems as if they're very confident before the restart. They had some bad games because I think they were fatigued, which I honestly think is going to happen to PJ with what he's been asked to do. So I just hope they keep him rested and don't have him playing too much to the playoffs. I think this break is going to help them out a lot. Right now, they're set to play the Nuggets, and a lot of people are worried because Jokic will dominate the Rockets, but I also say, who's stopping Russ? And I don't think Jokic can bang with PJ every play down low, especially now that he's lost a ton of weight. When people are telling Jokic to get in shape, I didn't think they meant like that. I just expected him to lose a little weight. They realistically probably won't play the Mavericks or Grizzlies, so I'm not going to really talk about those two teams. The Clippers' two big men don't really scare me too much. I don't think Kawhi and Paul George are going to spot up all game and let Zubac and Trez just post up. I just can't see that happening. I really think they can upset the Clippers. When they've been in the regular season, they've been some of the best games we've seen. They recently did sort of blow out the Rockets, but to be fair, the Rockets shot 17% from three in the game, which, yeah, if that happens, they have no shot at all. That's the main thing with the Rockets. If they go ice cold from three, it's over because they never switch their scheme up. So they just have to hope they don't, or hope Russ bulldozers his way inside that game. If they were to play the Jazz, I think that's the easiest matchup out of any team. No Bojan, and Rudy isn't backing down anyone. He's also not protecting the rim when they run 5 out, so they will probably play him off the floor and easily beat them. That's honestly the main problem with the Jazz, where Rudy just can't back you down. He has no offensive game. I feel like that's one of the biggest weaknesses in the Jazz, and that's what always leads them to lose to the Rockets. And that's how the Rockets will always be able to beat them, because if Rudy's not going to back anyone down, they're just not going to take advantage of the obvious advantage they have, where Rudy's 7 foot and PJ Tucker is 6'6" down low. The Rockets will be able to stay in most games because they have two superstar players, but they will have to make a conscious group effort on the boards to win a lot of their games. And if they're able to do that, I truly think Russ can lead them to a title. And even if they lose this season, if they get a shooting big man next year, that will be perfect for them. If they had better rim protection and rebounding, this team is easily a top team in the NBA right now. And Russ would still be able to do his thing because the spacing is still there, plus their defense and rebounding improves. Even at his age, Russ this season, in my opinion, has been the best point guard in the entire NBA. Yeah, I'm not counting Curry because he's been out, and I just think their offense literally plays to his strengths so well. Harden's strengths too. Imagine being a team and let's say Russ is cooking you, so you put your best defender on him, then you have your number 2 defender on James Harden. That's ridiculous. The only team that really has two good enough wing defenders would be the Clippers. But you don't want Kawhi and Paul George exerting their energy guarding the two best offensive players on the other team. On the flip side, you can throw multiple wings on them and have Russell on Pat Bev and Harden on Marcus Morris. Which, yeah, Marcus is a good player, but he's not some superstar, and he's been really struggling since he joined the Clippers, which was expected, but his efficiency has really dipped. No team has the offensive firepower that the Rockets have, and no team has a better offensive system. They have arguably the two best ISO players in the NBA, and they run an ISO system that's literally perfect, fitted for them. And it's not like I'm making it seem that the Rockets are some perfect team, but I truly think that Russ has a shot of leading them out the West with the new system that they have implemented on offense. I do think they would struggle with the lack of a center, but at the same time, on offense, you just cannot stop them. So if they can have a manageable defense and they can rebound the ball just a little bit, then I think they'll have a really good chance in most games. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And it's Atomic, and I'm out. Peace.